It's always good to see horses that didn't necessarily reach elite competition on the racetrack in their afterlife, but there's a bit of a wow factor when we come across the stars of the turf, such as Think It Over, a triple Group 1 winner of the Queen Elizabeth Stakes, now training for a dressage career with Millie Graham.
Think it over, down the stands rail, lunges, gets up, think it over, what a ride Nash, think it over, wants it, Fangirl can't get there, and the King of Kembla, think it over, was able to beat Fangirl, a better length.
Millie, it's so wonderful to see the magnificent Think It Over here, just near Denman in the Hunter Valley of New South Wales. Tell us a little bit, before we talk about an absolute champion of a racehorse, $8.4 million earner, tell us a little bit about you and your background with horses, because you have a lovely way about you with him. You've obviously learnt really well and been riding for a long time.
Yeah, so I've been riding since I was probably 9 years old. So I was a little bit late in the game, but pretty early, I'd say. Mum and Dad have always ridden, so I've grown up with horses, which has been great. They've taught me a lot that I know. I've been working at Coolmore since about 2020 and have learnt so much there, and I've loved working there.
Well, it's interesting looking at this place where he's adjusted, and as you were pointing out to us, there are lots of thoroughbreds here, and the more we do stories about thoroughbreds being rehomed, the more we find so many adjustment places, you know, a lot of them around New South Wales, where a lot of people have thoroughbreds.
Yeah.
They're really getting more and more popular, aren't they?
Yeah, it's so good to see, like, there's so many here and they've all got loving homes and everyone comes out and rides and we all ride together and it's so good, and the thoroughbreds are just amazing animals.
Tell us about that. What is it that you like about them overall?
They're very forgiving and so rewarding in the long run. They've obviously had a lot of early education and have started from such a young age. They're just so easy, and so, like, you can get one off the track and it's already broken and it already knows its manners and what to do in life, and it's so much easier than buying a 3-year-old warm blood and with no manners, no education. I just love the thoroughbreds. They're so easygoing. They really try for you and they want to please you and want to work for you.
And you're riding, you know, at the moment, so you're about to take him out to a show, as you know, in a showing class. But you know, you've done eventing, which obviously includes the dressage, the cross country, and the show jumping. Thoroughbreds excel at all of those, don't they?
Yeah, definitely. They're very athletic horses, so eventing is great for them. Especially, like, it's 3 different phases in the disciplines. They've got to be able to perform under the stress in dressage, but then jump at extreme levels, and it's so cool to see them all.
It's Zaki a length in front, think it over's coming.
Think it over. So tell us how you came to have this magnificent son, or so you think.
Sid, he's so cool. Alison from Valley Thoroughbreds contacted me and asked if I wanted to take on a special challenge, and I couldn't turn it down, and he's here and everyone loves him here and he's such a special horse.
Well, his record is unbelievable. He's 9 now, obviously, 42 starts, 14 wins, and he placed 13 times as well. 8.4, nearly $8.5 million in prize money. But we know he won the Queen Elizabeth, the Channel 7 Stakes, the Very Elegant. But he also won a stack of other races as well that, you know, people forget the longevity of a horse such as this. You know, Craven Plate, then he won a Liverpool City Cup, he won a George Ryder, then the Chelmsford, he won a Hill Stakes, another Craven Plate, Rose Hill Cup, and then of course Group 1's $1 million races. He has an extraordinary, not just aptitude for racing, ability, physical talent, but a great brain too, doesn't he?
Yeah, a very, very level-headed horse, and he's been through the process really well, and Kerry Parker's done a great job with him, and amazing horse to deal with from day to day.
He's not overly raced. He hasn't had 100 starts. How do you find him physically? Because it obviously helps him transition to a new phase, having had that racetrack experience.
Yeah, physically he's great. Like, he retired healthy and sound, even with the tendon injury, and he's excelling really well in retraining and has been great to deal with. He's still really athletic and fit, and you can see why he was such a great racehorse, and even now into his new life it's going to help him a lot.
you know, a lot of thoroughbreds, you know, you watch them when they're fairly new to a new life. It's really hard to get them, they've been taught to go in a lot of stables effectively, even though some are pre-trained a lot differently now and they do a lot more hand walking or learn a lot more manners or, you know, figure eights and things. But they're also sometimes hard to get them to stand still. But he just loves to stand still. It's incredible.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He loves the attention, loves all the pats and cuddles, so that's very easy. But yeah, patience with the thoroughbreds in that sense is very important, and making them be patient is a big thing as well.
What are some of the challenges you find with a horse off the track? What are some things that, you know, if someone's taking on a thoroughbred, they haven't dealt with them before, what are some of the things they might have to do a bit differently than a warm blood?
Definitely their gut and nutrition health is very important with them. Obviously being in a high stress environment for such a long period, they do come with ulcers and gut problems, and getting on top of them from the get-go is so important in their retraining. Easier for them to put weight on, to think more clearly, and I find with them they work better and they want to do more work.
And you can see the condition he's in, and So You Think's a renowned, as he is still himself and was as a racehorse, just loved his tucker and would eat and eat and eat. And the best of the So You Thinks all seem to do that as well. They just eat and eat and eat. So keeping the condition on him is good because you're giving him enough food, but that is sometimes the case in that people don't give them enough food when they are off the track.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously feeding and roughage is very important in their diet, and they need the roughage to produce the energy in their body as well, so that's a very important thing.
And so what would you feed him? What, you know, he's been with you for what, about 6 months now. What's his regular feed that you think is important to have him in this condition?
Lucerne hay, gets lots of lucerne hay, and he gets a morning and night feed with all these supplements that he gets for his stomach. Some thoroughbreds don't have the best of feet, and so a foot supplement is really good. And he's also on a Mitavite diet plan, so that changes quite regularly depending on the season obviously, but we work closely with Mitavite and they do up a feeding guide for him, which is great help.
And you can see when you're riding him, even, you know, early days really, he's listening, he's you know, bending his neck, and he's forward going, and he looks as if he actually will really enjoy dressage.
Yeah, definitely. He's very willing to learn and wants to please me under saddle, which is so nice to have. All the leg yields and shoulder falls, he loves training all of those different movements, and he's been so great for it.
And so what's the progression with him now to sort of get to, you know, higher levels of dressage? You know, it's obviously more discipline that warm bloods and other breeds can excel in, but thoroughbreds can do very well in it too.
Definitely. I work closely alongside Courtney Larard with him, so we go there quite a lot for training and education, and she's helped me heaps with getting him to work. Like, obviously every thoroughbred is different, but they're all so talented and they want to learn and want to please you, and she's helped me a lot manage such a big horse. But no, he's been great, and hopefully we can get to Equimillions this year and smash out some dressage.
And there's a lovely synergy, of course, So You Think standing at Coolmore, and as you mentioned, you work at Coolmore. Tell us the work that you're doing there with the breakers, and, you know, you've seen some of the new yearlings coming through, and of course, you know, Fangirl, she was there when you've been working with the breakers, and he actually beat Fangirl, so it all goes around in a big circle, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I've done a lot of yearling preps there, and obviously at the break-ins this year, and it's great. I love working with the young horses, and getting that early education in has been great, and going through the whole process and then watching them race is so amazing to see.
Yeah, it's good to get that and tell that, I guess, to other people that might be in the equestrian world about, you know, the jobs that are in the thoroughbred industry too. And it really does it make it interesting for you then to know more about racing, being that involved with it now, you know, something that you might not have been exposed to otherwise?
Yeah, it's pretty cool, you know, working even from foals. Sometimes I go play with the foals and work with the foals. Through to their yearling preps and the breaking, and then going and watch them at the trainers is amazing to see, and I love following along with the yearlings. It's cool.
And you've seen, you know, the offspring of a horse like Sunlight, Dawn Service, you know, these colts, it's you know, they've done so well through their breaking in centre with Evan and the team at Coolmore, haven't they?
Yeah, Evan does a great job with them, and he really gets the foundation on them really well, and turns them into pretty cool horses.
And are you in touch with Kerry Parker? And I mean, I guess the owners and everyone that's been involved with this great horse, he took them on such a journey. I'm sure they're passionately trying to, keep tabs on what he's doing now.
Yeah, definitely. I keep in contact with Lisa and Richard, who obviously are the main owners, and a few of their share owners keep in contact with me as well. And it's so good to see such a big fan club for him following his journey, even after racing. And they're strappers as well, like Sophie was his main strapper for a lot of his races, and she's been out and seen him now retrained and keeps in contact with me all the time and plans all the shows we try to together so she can see him still.
Oh, fantastic. And it must mean a lot to you when those people are interested in your boy.
Yeah, definitely. Our boy, I should
Yes,
say.
yeah, exactly.
All still a big family, and we all love him just as much, and he's special to all of us.
And he's just become a weight for